Hello guys, welcome to the movie recap review. Happy watching.
Technology is different from.
Thanks for that information. The other geek with books instead of friends, and know that you won't have to open your Oh, tits?
What is this?
Got it!
Don't start without me.
Hey! Hey!
Real homies.
To the end, bro.
The movie begins with Nell Bedworth reading Shakespeare in her room. Her piece is interrupted by her neighbor, Woody Dean, a varsity athlete who loves loud hip-hop and partying. When she demands he turn the music down, he refuses unless she flashes him. She refuses, but accidentally flashes him when her shirt gets stuck in the window. The next day, Nell gets a letter confirming her Yale interview. Her parents are proud, knowing she has never let them down. Meanwhile, Woody's parents discuss the possibility of him getting scouted for college football. If he makes it, he'll be the first in the family to go to college. If not, his dad promises him a job at Spatula World, something Woody dreads. Nell misses the school bus and has to walk, while Woody gets a ride from his friend, Horse. Seeing Nell alone, they drive through a puddle, soaking her. Her puffed-up hair makes her the laughingstock of school. Another argument breaks out between them, with Nell mocking Woody and his girlfriend, Brianna, for their likely future failures. In class, Woody sabotages Nell's study materials, replacing a legitimate Aztec research source with an adult website. During a museum field trip on Aztec civilization, their teacher pairs them together to prevent cliques from forming. They argue in front of a statue of the sorcery god, Tezcatlipoca, which casts a spell on them. Unaware of what just happened, they go home. Nell reading, Woody dancing. That night, as they sleep, the spell takes effect. The next morning, Woody and Nell wake up in unfamiliar rooms. They've somehow switched bodies. Immediately, they struggle with their new bodies, even having trouble getting dressed. In Nell's body, Woody runs into her strict mother, who insists he eat breakfast before leaving. Meanwhile, in Woody's body, Nell hesitantly eats the strange food his mom made. Woody tries to get rid of it by feeding Nell's dog, but her mom is so impressed with his fast eating that she gives him more. As Nell leaves Woody's house, Horse arrives to pick up his friend. But Nell, still adjusting, can't even open the car door, and they drive off without her. Woody runs outside too late, and since everyone sees him as Nell, he ends up missing the bus. At school, they finally meet and freak out. Confused and clueless about how this happened, they agree to figure out a way to switch back. Nell, in Woody's body, starts crying, and Woody panics, worried about his reputation. They decide to just get through the day and hope everything resets by tomorrow. In class, Woody is called on to give Nell's speech about the greatest living American, but completely flops, saying it's Jennifer Lopez. Nell is humiliated and confronts him afterward. At lunch, Nell is invited to sit with Woody's rowdy friends, but is interrupted by Brianna, who invites Woody over for the night. Horrified, Nell refuses and runs away, leaving Brianna embarrassed and furious. Later, Nell, as Woody, tells Horse she's skipping football practice, but Horse warns that the coach won't be happy. She attempts to keep up at practice but fails miserably, missing the ball and slowing the team down. The coach is furious, threatening to bench Woody if he doesn't start trying. The next morning, Woody wakes up in Nell's room, groaning as her radio plays Elton John, music he can't stand. At school, Woody confronts Nell about the disaster at football practice. To Nell, it's just a game, but Woody refuses to let himself get kicked off the team. Then, they realize they're dressed completely wrong for their reputations. Nell looks too preppy, and Woody doesn't care. When Nell won't change, Woody decides to take things into his own hands. The next day, Woody steps off the bus in high heels and a ridiculously short skirt, making Nell look like a high-class hooker. Nell tries to fix the damage, but Woody leans into it. At lunch, he eats like a slob. To get revenge, Nell humiliates Woody at a drama audition by performing Shakespeare like a hypersexualized teenager. Later, in the men's room, Nell awkwardly compliments a guy's private in an attempt to be friendly. She then breaks up with Brianna while still in Woody's body. Woody rushes over, demanding answers, but Nell shrugs it off, saying he'll get over it. Furious, Woody tells Nell that tonight she's losing her virginity before driving off with Nicky, a biker boy. At Nicky's place, Woody drinks heavily. Nicky tries to seduce Nell, but Woody resists. Meanwhile, Woody's mom, thinking Nell is her son, gives a heartfelt pep talk, saying they'll always be proud no matter what. Woody tricks Nicky into moving things to the bedroom, then panics and escapes into the woods. The next morning, Nell, in Woody's body, plays an Elton John song, confusing Horse. Horse drops a bombshell. Everyone thinks Nell and Nicky slept together. Horrified, Nell breaks down in tears on the stairway, where a teacher finds her. When Nell blurts out that she just found out she lost her virginity in a trailer park, the teacher awkwardly moves on. At school, Woody finds Nell upset. Someone has smeared cruel words on her locker. Seeing her pain, he confesses that he didn't actually sleep with Nicky. The rumors are just lies. Still upset, Nell watches as Woody storms off, vowing to set things straight. Woody tracks down Nicky in gym class and publicly calls him out. Nicky keeps lying, and when Woody tries to punch him, Nicky easily blocks it. But Nell, still in Woody's body, steps in and lands a solid punch to Nicky's face, demanding he tell the truth. Reluctantly, Nicky apologizes for spreading the rumors. Now pumped with adrenaline, Nell promises to help Woody get back with Brianna. But Woody is doubtful. Homecoming is next week, and they're still stuck in the wrong bodies. Thinking back, they realize they switched bodies right after fighting in front of a statue of an ancient sorcery god. Determined, they return to the museum and try to reason with the statue, but nothing happens. They're still trapped. With no solution in sight, Woody realizes Nell has his physical strength. She just needs to learn how to use it. In exchange, she offers to help him study for her Yale interview. Woody tries to teach Nell football, but she's terrible at it. Later that night, Nell helps Woody understand Shakespeare. That evening, Nell talks to Woody's dad, who reveals he used to be friends with Nell's father. But Nell's mom disapproved and forced them apart. The next day, Woody finds Chanel, one of Brianna's friends, crying. She caught Horse making out with another girl. To comfort her, Woody asks why she dates guys who always break her heart. Chanel admits she felt invisible until she started dating Horse and became part of Brianna's group. Woody tells her everyone is afraid of being invisible. Chanel now sees Nell as someone who doesn't care what others think and admires that. Chanel invites Woody, still in Nell's body, to Brianna's sleepover. Brianna isn't thrilled at first, but warms up when Nell acts more carefree. Meanwhile, in Horse's car, Nell is annoyed when he checks out other girls while Chanel isn't around. Horse explains that Woody was the loyal one. He, however, is just here to have fun. He takes Nell to a party. At the sleepover, Woody gets a pedicure while Brianna and the girls laugh at him. They also notice that Nell is all natural down there and decide to give her a Brazilian wax. Woody suffers through the unbearable pain. At the party, Nell, in Woody's body, drinks way too much with the guys. The next morning, Woody visits Nell, helping her through the brutal hangover. She thanks him for taking care of her. It's clear feelings are starting to develop between them. During football practice, Woody notices that Nell is unexpectedly aroused. She brushes it off, telling him not to overthink it. That night, Nell sneaks over while Woody struggles to pick an outfit for his Yale interview. Woody suggests they go to homecoming together, not as a date, just as friends. Nell agrees, but accidentally hurts herself on the way out. At dinner, Nell's parents question her strange behavior. Woody, as Nell, says she's studying with Woody again, which upsets her mother. She calls Woody a useless loser, blaming his family's failures on bad genetics. Woody, forced to listen, is hurt. Nell's father remains silent, but clearly disagrees. Later, Nell's dad answers the door to find Woody in Nell's body, asking to see herself. Under his wife's orders, he says Nell is at school studying. Before leaving, Woody asks how Mr. Bedworth has been, wishes his wife well, and kisses him on the cheek. The act clearly unsettles him. On the football field, Nell finds Woody throwing balls in the rain. Frustrated, Woody says football is all he has, and he's not even good enough at that. Nell insists he's more than just football, but Woody disagrees, believing smart, privileged people like Nell don't understand him. He feels like the body swap has ruined his future. Nell tells him to let things fall into place, but Woody repeats her mother's words. He's stupid, uneducated, and doomed by bad genetics. He throws her the ball and storms off. That night, They both sit alone, reflecting on each other's achievements and dreams. The next day, Woody, as Nell, arrives for the Yale interview. When asked about literature, he struggles, nearly ruining Nell's chance. But before leaving, he passionately talks about modern poets, rappers. The dean is impressed by Nell's unique perspective on poetry. That night, the biggest football game of Woody's life begins. Woody watches from the stands with his parents, but the game isn't going well. Nell, in Woody's body, turns the tide, pushing the team toward victory. Woody is deeply moved as his parents cheer her on. With seconds left, Nell scores the winning touchdown. After the game, a college recruiter approaches, impressed by the performance, and offers Woody a future with his team. Nell and Woody admit they enjoyed walking in each other's shoes. If they had to be stuck in someone else's body, they'd be honored for it to be each other. At that moment, the statue reverses the spell, returning them to their original bodies. Woody is lifted onto his teammates' shoulders in celebration, but Nell finds him kissing Brianna. Hurt, she heads home alone. The next day, Woody tries to see Nell, but her mother refuses to let him in, still looking down on him. Nell receives her Yale acceptance letter, but it doesn't bring her joy. On the night of the homecoming dance, Woody pretends to be into Brianna, but his heart isn't in it. Meanwhile, Chanel discovers a pair of panties in Horace's car. She tricks him into stripping in public, then steals his clothes and drives off, leaving him naked in the middle of nowhere. At home, Nell's father asks why she's not excited about Yale. She confesses that she likes Woody, but is heartbroken that he went back to Brianna. Her father, who sees Woody as a good guy, encourages her to follow her heart. He surprises her with a dress and shoes, knowing she had nothing to wear to the dance. At the dance, Woody is crowned homecoming king alongside Brianna as queen. While she delivers her speech, Woody feels nothing. As they prepare for their first dance, Woody spots Nell making a grand entrance. He breaks away from Brianna, quotes Shakespeare, and confesses his love to Nell. She feels the same, and they kiss. Furious, Brianna tries to intervene, but Chanel accidentally rips the back of Brianna's dress, leaving her exposed. Meanwhile, Horse shows up wearing nothing but 2 balloons for cover. Outside their houses, Nell tells Woody she got into Yale, thanks to him. They kiss again. The next day, Nell tells her mother she's taking a gap year. Ignoring her protests, Nell heads outside, climbs into Woody's car, and they drive off together.
And that's the end of the story. I hope you liked it. Comment down below what movies do you like us to recap next. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time.